Dr. Elizabeth Hafer wants you to get your head on straight. In a world gone sideways, having balance and integrity in all areas of life leads to having confidence that breeds clarity. Clarity is essential to living an authentic life, and all the information shared on the Get Your Head On Straight podcast is designed to inspire you to live your life fulfilled. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to Get Your Head On Straight with Dr. Elizabeth Hafer. I am super pumped about my guest because he is a newer patient to me, although I've known him for a few years. I am very excited for him to share his story about how Blair Chiropractic helped him with one adjustment, and it absolutely impacts the work that he does. Welcome to the podcast, Tommy.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Hafer.
I am so excited you're here. We've known each other for about 4 years because we do this thing called the Be Well Summit, and every year the gym that you manage is present as a vendor.
Yep, correct. And that's Athlete's Choice in RSM.
That's awesome. And we've always been a fan of Athlete's Choice. They're right down the road from us. I actually refer a lot of people over there, a lot of my patients over there, to work with a different kind of chiropractic that does more like physical therapy training, and also the trainers over there to get them moving well. We have a mutual friend, Galina Denzel, who hopefully you guys have heard her podcast on trauma and movement. If you haven't, go ahead and check it out. But she was doing some work with you, right?
Yeah, correct. I have been having some issues with my feet. The medial arch of my right foot, the inside part, likes to collapse in a lot, which is causing my third toe to kind of twist and go the opposite way. So after we did some assessments, we found that there were a lot of things off with me. So I was working with Galina Denzel as well as Dr. Kaisa Lopez. And their assessment, they said that I had some things that were blocked up in my upper cervical area. I'd had other adjustments before in the past, and nothing really was changing. So they referred me to come see Dr. Hafer, and she did the Blair adjustment on me. And as soon as we did the adjustment, my foot instantly that same day after I'd laid down for about 30, 40 minutes to rest, everything kind of settled on in. And when I stood up, instantly my right arch was activated again. So instead of collapsing in, it was actually holding itself up. And my whole body became extremely balanced, basically immediately. From there, the rest of my body kind of unwound. I was having some lower back issues where my whole body was leaning over to the right because my left side wasn't turning on properly. And just after that single adjustment, everything started unwinding and kind of getting itself back in place.
Wow. So you came in because you had a very specific arch issue and you wanted to see if having the neck adjusted, specifically the top of your neck where your atlas is, if that could make an implication in having your foot get fixed. And within 40 minutes, it changed.
Right. Because if you think about it, your brain stem is attached directly to that atlas. That's the highest that you can get on the chain. So if you fix the upper part of the chain, everything else unwinds all the way down. So if there's problems at the top of the chain, then there's all kinds of compensations going back and forth down your entire body trying to fix those things.
And for you, it happened to be the biggest issue was your foot.
Yeah, that was it. And then also I just got done with a long road trip and I'd been driving for a week straight. And my whole back and my hips were twisting and I had a ton of things going on where my body was just super mad. And then after I got adjusted, everything unwound, my pelvis released. I went from being, I think I was 4.5 millimeters or so off to being 0.1 in the course of a week.
Yeah.
So everything leveled back out. My lower back muscles relaxed and my body's never felt stronger or more stable ever.
That's so cool. I just want to clarify when he's talking about the measurement of his hips and stuff, we have people stand on a posture analyzer. And the actual measurement is centimeters. So 4.5 centimeters is, no, it's okay. It's a lot though, to have your hips twisted off that much. It was a visible thing on you. And when we show the patients, when they come in for their exam, we show them what we call them their strings look like. They're shocked to see how crooked they are standing in space because they think that they're standing up normal and they have decent posture.
Right.
So I know that you had mentioned you had gone to other chiropractors. So what, in your estimation, is the difference between a traditional chiropractic manipulation in the neck compared to the Blair correction you got that made all the difference?
So traditional chiropractic is, I do a lot of work with Dr. Mike Flores over at AMP Sportsmen and Recovery, which is located inside our facility at Athlete's Choice. And then we do muscle work and soft tissue work and compression work to get inflammation and things of that nature out of the body. And once you release those muscles, it makes adjustments super smooth. I tend to have my hips adjusted, my lumbar spine, my T-spine, those kind of adjustments. And those all felt great and made a difference. It felt good. But if you're only adjusting that far down the chain, well, then all the things up at the top of the chin are still going to eventually, they're going to go back to these compensations. So I've got my master's degree in human movement and corrective exercise. So I work with all my patients and all my clients with getting their bodies moving functionally, resetting their nervous system, clearing their lymphatic system so that their nervous system and muscles can work properly. And so I use that kind of work on myself all the time. And I kept having the same issue over and over again, no matter how many times I would do certain exercises. So I kept being leaning to the right no matter what I did. I'd stretch, I'd reactivate my left side, it would work for a little bit, and then it'd go back. And it was back and forth all the time. So those adjustments helped to realign me for the time being, but eventually I would go back to those issues that I was having. But once I had the upper cervical done, which is at the very top of the chain, mine was, I think it was C1 and C3, where I think it was like 33 degrees off to the left and then 22 degrees on C3 to the right. So once those got adjusted, the rest of my nervous system could click. And now everything, all the messages that I had worked on for so long, all travel the rest of the way down the slide, down the train, down the spine, all the way through, then released everything and then got everything back where it's supposed to be.
Right. So I love Dr. Mike Flores. I've sent several people over to him because he does incredible rehab training. And I don't do that. Like, my main passion is structural integration and nervous system integrity. And then him and people like Galena, people like you, take the structure that I've kind of established and run with it and just make such a huge impact. Have you noticed it's helping you train better? Are you more effective as a trainer and helping people understand their physiology with having their upper cervical correction?
Absolutely. So as I work with people every day, I'm looking at posture, I'm looking at breathing patterns, I'm looking at muscle firing activation. So I do that stuff all day long. I haven't done a whole lot of work personally with the upper cervical. I've researched and learned this stuff over the years, but never had any work specifically done on me because I spend more time helping other people than helping myself. But since doing this, I've realized what a big difference that stuff all makes. So ever since I've had that adjustment, my body has never felt more stable. And as a result of being more stable, that enables your body to create more strength and then therefore more power. So doing like heavy lifts like I would do before that were like a struggle, or they'd be kind of sloppy and then I'd have pain in my lower back or pain in different areas, that stuff's all gone. I'm doing the highest weight that I did before with like minimal effort. In addition, like balance-wise, I do a lot of surfing, a lot of other kind of sports as well, but surfing especially. And I walk on a slack line all the time. I'm at work and usually you get up and you wobble back and forth. I went in there the other day, kind of half asleep from being there early in the morning, stood up on there and walked across without any issue. I didn't wobble along. It was just like I was just walking in a straight line and my body just, everything was turned on and super stable.
That is awesome. There's a reoccurring theme with most of these podcasts, and I think you'll hear me say it like 100 times. Structure dictates function. So if you're in alignment from the top down, your function is going to be better and improved and the way that it was designed to be. And that's exactly what you're talking about. So tell me what this looks like on like a client that you're working with, somebody that what would be something where you would know, hey, this person needs to get in and get care? Because there's going to be a lot of people that go to their trainer and they have this all the time. My left knee hurts or my right shoulder hurts. What would you say to tell people who are listening, hey, if this is what you're experiencing, maybe you should have a Blair practitioner check you out?
Yeah, so if you have a reoccurring thing where things are constantly showing up, oh, my right shoulder always hurts all the time, no matter what I do, and it keeps coming back or it goes away, comes back. When I have clients like that, I'll work on mobilizing that area. I'll work on activating those muscles appropriately, stabilizing the shoulder blade, doing all those things to get things working properly. And if I know that I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing to fix that. And if it keeps reoccurring, well, that means that there's something higher up than where I'm working. So that would lead me to send someone over to see Dr. Hayford to check that upper cervical area. Dr. Hayford taught me a quick assessment that she does, looking at the feet with your head in different positions to see what cervical vertebrae are out of position. And I did that on a couple of my clients this last week. And I was like, yeah, you've definitely got at least 3 or so vertebrae that are out just from doing this test really quick. So that tells me, hey, you keep having this back pain, you keep having this neck pain, shoulder pain, whatever. You need to go see Dr. Hayford so she can assess you. And then from there, I know that all the work that I've done to reset the nervous system to teach those proper movement patterns are all going to click just like that. Because once that pipeline is open, all those messages go through perfectly and your body restabilizes and it works much better than it did before. So
what you're saying is if your head's on straight, then everything you do is going to be enhanced. So they're spending better time, it's quality, effort, and the money that they're spending to train is going to go longer because their nervous system is intact and able to receive the information.
Right, and it's going to last much longer too because once the Blair adjustment is done, the adjustments tend to hold forever, hopefully, unless you had some kind of other trauma or something. But for the most part, it holds that stuff all still. And if you're taking that on top of proper activation of like your neck muscles and posture and all this kind of things, working with someone like me, doing all the corrective exercise and resetting the nervous system, all that stuff is going to stick even better, and it's going to keep your body just bulletproof. And once you're in that position, you get as strong and as fast and powerful as you want to get.
I think you're a little bit passionate about that. That's so cool. So where can people find you? Because there's going to be listeners that are local to Southern California. They're going to want to have what you're talking about. Where can we find you?
Place to find me would be on Athlete's Choice, rsm.com. My name is Tommy Del Favero. You can look me up online there. Also, I have what you'll see is on Facebook with that same name. And then on Instagram, it's TomD_AC. And you can kind of follow and see the people I'm training with, the facility that we work at. I usually do quick little videos instructing and teaching about why this exercise is going to help with back pain or whatever, this performance exercise, depending on the day.
That is awesome. Well, I'm so excited to have you on as a guest. And you're just kind of young in our little journey of Blair Chiropractic because it's been a little under a month since I think you've been under care.
Yep.
But you've already been a champion because you've already referred like 4 or 5 people in here, including your girlfriend, fiance. Mm-hmm. And it's really fun to be able to take care of the people that you take care of because we're a team now and they have a great team helping them get their nervous systems regulated, get their structure intact, and then be as powerful as they want to be.
Exactly.
So we also look forward to having Tommy and Athlete's Choice at the Be Well Summit. And if you have any questions about what the Be Well Summit is, go to our website at bewelloc.com and check out our upcoming event. It's going to be Saturday, March 10th. It's a free community event. So if you're in Southern California, make it over to RSM and check out the Be Well Summit. You can meet Tommy. You can have him show you some really cool live demonstrations on different things you can do for functional movement. And we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you so much, Tommy, for being on the podcast. I'm happy to say that your head is on straight.
It's on nice and straight and feeling better than ever. So thank you for your time and having me today.
You are welcome. Thanks, everyone. That was Tommy with Athlete's Choice, an incredible trainer in our area and an advocate for Blair upper cervical work. His right foot arch was restored because of one upper cervical adjustment. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, any issues that you may be having, or you want to know more, please give me an email. You can text me, you can call me at Get Your Head On Straight podcast or at my practice in Mission Viejo, Well Connected Chiropractic. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help. And if you're not in the local Southern California area, you can always go to blairchiropractic.com to locate a doctor to find a Blair practitioner near you. Thankfully, we're growing in number and you probably will be able to find somebody in your area that can help. Thanks everybody for listening, and I'm really excited that you guys have got your heads on straight.
Thank you for listening to Get Your Head On Straight with Dr. Elizabeth Hafer. Visit wellconnectedchiro.com for more details from the show blog post and to learn what Blair Upper Cervical Chiropractic can do for you. To learn more about Dr. Hafer and her practice, you can find her at Well Connected Chiropractic in Mission Viejo, California by visiting wellconnectedchiro.com for more information.